It's really just the training montage. I would have preferred the muses just to be like singing as, and like they could have made it such a like
that would have been good. Just the muses narrating it while they sing another gospel number. Or something. That'd be
like,
great.
and you could also just like make it show Phil as the angry coach, because they really were trying to lean into the whole like he's like the football coach. He's like, hey, what are you doing? Give me 12 more laps around here.
Yeah, he was Rocky's Mickey.
Yes. Yes.
Rocky.
We're walking here.
Yeah. And then like later they have the whole like, whatever, kid, do your own thing.
Exactly.
That's exactly what it is.
So he's Michael Jordan, he's Jesus, he's Samson, and he's
Rocky Balboa.
It's all coming together here.
Full circle.
Full circle.
Dragon claw, wing and scale. Come now, let's examine a tale of the greatest beast ever considered. Another episode of Big Flying Lizards.
This film, it has such a tender place in my heart. It has it all. It has great musicals, great visuals, great main character, great love interest. More into that later. But I don't think I have ever seen a more inaccurate depiction from the original source material piece of media.
Absolutely.
First of all, Hercules is the Roman name for Hercules. His name in Greek is Heracles, to please Queen Hera, because guess what? Hera is not his mother.
Nope.
He is a half-blood.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about, bro?
Zeus is not a good dad. In fact, Zeus might be one of the worst dads ever.
He's a bad dad.
He's a bad dad.
Bad dad Zeus.
Bad dad Zeus. Bad dad Goku. Bad dad Peter. We got the bad dads here. Not bad dad, bad dads.
I personally love the Thor Love and Thunder depiction of Zeus myself by the Russell Crowe. I think that's relatively accurate to the actual Zeus.
That might be
deadbeat dad Zeus, you know what I mean?
That might be the first and last time that Thor Love and Thunder has any compliments on the podcast. Welcome to Big Flying Lizards, the Dragon Movie and Television Podcast. I am your host, Bryce Wilson. Joining me today is a very special guest. We have the talented creator who blends his passion for film and music into some really compelling work. As a YouTuber, he has broken down and analyzed cinema and has racked up views on his channel. Whether he's discussing nuanced film, composing the next track, or just unpacking a creative process, please welcome Hayden Snyder.
Thank you very much, Bryce. Great to be here in the Dragon's Lair.
The Dragon's Lair he is in, and also, fun fact, Hayden is probably the number one talked about person on the podcast.
This is true. This is true. I appreciate all the shout outs.
He gets a mention at least once an episode.
The lore runs deep.
The lore runs deep because guess what? Hayden is Austin's brother.
This is true.
So
the better brother.
Well, you heard it here first. First
podcast is upgrade.
He's going to come bursting through the wall like the Kool-Aid Man. I think we've already showed our hand, but Hayden, if it's all right with you, I would love to introduce the most inaccurate piece of media that we'll ever cover.
Hey, it's a Disney movie.
It's a Disney film.
They had to polish it clean. But it's rough.
Without further ado, Hercules is a 1997 American animated musical fantasy comedy film produced by Walt Disney Featured Animations for Walt Disney Pictured. It is loosely based off the legendary hero Heracles, known in the film by his Roman name Hercules, a son of Zeus in Greek mythology. The film was directed by John Musker and Ron Clements. Both also produced the film with Alice Dewey Goldstone, featuring the voices of Tate Devon, Danny DeVito, James Woods, and Susan Egan. The film follows a Hercules demigod with superhero strength raised among mortals who must learn to become a true hero in order to earn back his godhood and be placed on Mount Olympus, while his evil uncle Hades plots his downfall. The development on Hercules began in 1992 following the pitch adaptation of Hercules mythological stories by animator John Hayden. Following an unused treatment of Hayden, Clements and Musker studied multiple interpretations of Greek mythology before abandoning Zeus's adulterous affair with Accolade. The project underwent multiple story treatments, and the first script draft was inspired by a screwball comedy film of the classic Hollywood era. Production budget was $85 million. Hercules was released June 13th, 1997, and received generally positive reviews from the film critics, with James Woods' performance as Hades receiving particular praise, but the animation received mixed responses. The film underperformed in theatrical release, notably comparison to previous animated films. Ultimately, though, earning a 252.7 in box office revenues worldwide. So this intro, I think, could not have said it best. Hades stole the show.
Absolutely.
Hades is amazing, and I sort of forgot how great he is.
Hades is the best character. He's kind of hot.
I don't know. When he goes bald, you're like, the ick. They talk about the ick. That's the ick.
I don't know. He's got the cockiness, and the personality makes up for it.
Yes, his charisma level 20.
Yes.
He is a very charismatic character.
Yeah.
And I mean, I also was just thinking throughout the film, why is he doing this? Why is he deciding to be evil?
Straight troll him.
I don't know.
Just like he's born that way. He just has to be evil, I feel like. But there's not a lot of motivation.
No, it's just
this specific Hades.
I want to dive more in. Actually, let's just talk about it right now. Yeah. Because specifically when he's talking about why he's doing it, he's like, oh, Zeus, the get off my cloud sort of attitude.
Mm-hmm.
And Zeus did not have that attitude. He was like, Hades, you come to join the party. Come on, man. Let's party it up.
That's so true.
So I'm like, is it just he thinks everyone hates him? Or
Yeah. That's an interesting Hades that kind of works with Disney. I feel like he's just nobody likes me, so I'm gonna be mean.
I'm gonna kill everyone.
Yeah,
it's like Goop from
Meet the Robinsons. He is. He's even got the goth kind of just victim mentality, where because in that one everyone's like, nice haircut, man. They all hated me.
Exactly. It says that it had mixed reviews. On the animation style, I feel like the animation was amazing.
That's surprising to me. That it had somewhat lukewarm reception. And didn't make money in the box office. That's crazy, because I feel like now Hercules is considered S tier Disney, which I'd agree with probably.
Well, and you also just have to look at it if we're talking strictly animation, Mount Olympus looked amazing.
Yeah. I love the glow around a lot of the characters. It looks beautiful. Mm-hmm. The rivers, the clouds, it's just, they don't make them like they used to.
They just don't. They're going, let me tell you, brother.
Right.
It ain't right.
It ain't right. Whatever it is.
Whatever's in the water over there in Anaheim.
California, Hollywood.
Those liberal elites, let me tell you.
They don't make them like they used to.
They don't make them like they used to. Something I did also just want to say, I never realized how stupid Hercules actually is at
Totally.
He is the very definition of just a hunk who's just
he's a himbo.
He is a himbo.
He is the himbo, and he's a little too juvenile for me.
A little bit.
He does kind of seem like a big baby.
Yeah.
More than just a himbo, he's stupid.
Well, he's not only stupid, but he's also a homeschooled kid because nobody want to play with him.
He's stunted.
He's emotionally stunted.
Yes.
His best friend is a half man, half horse, and a half horse, half bird. Yes. So
he's just tripping, talking to the birds.
Just tripping, talking to the birds. Talking about not accurate depiction. How many Greek redheads have you ever fucking seen in your life?
This many.
Exactly.
No, I hadn't thought of that, but that is true.
Well, funny enough, I pulled this up. Let me go down. There was actually quite a bit of anger from Greeks because
From about the redheads,
well, just the inaccurate depiction of
Greek culture,
yeah.
for sure. For sure.
Greeks hated Disney's take on the mythological, calling it a cultural distortion. The film was initially titled Beyond the Myth of Hercules. Another fun fact that I really love, and I think you already knew this, but James Woods, he just obviously had so much fun with this film, but he ad-libbed almost all of Hades' lines.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hades was originally written in a very slow, menacing, villainous way.
Yeah.
But James Wood was like, no, like, this is how I talk. And he wanted this role so bad. Like, he even said that he'd be willing to not get paid at all to do this role. So he was so invested.
Yeah.
And
it shows.
And it certainly shows. It would not have been the same if he was like, hey,
yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's great. I'm thinking this is post Aladdin, right?
I think so.
I'm thinking like there's maybe something he's doing like a Robin Williams with the genie, kind of playing with it.
A little.
Approach to Hades. It is interesting that he's the villain.
Yeah.
Though.
Because I'm curious, what did he just finish? What did he do before this? Because clearly.
Like, what was he coming off of?
Yeah.
Coming into
he was
what energy was he bringing into?
He was coming off of
he's definitely bringing a new Hades energy.
Ghosts of Mississippi, whatever that is.
Sounds goofy.
Nixon and the casino. But yeah, honestly, best part about the film.
Yeah, like, I agree.
Like, not even close.
Best performance specifically.
Best performance. The only thing that would have made it better, and I don't even know if he does sing, but if he had a musical number.
Oh my God. You're right. It kind of keeps it short and sweet that he doesn't.
I would have.
That would have been incredible, though.
Like, what? He's in the underworld. But then he starts rapping. Like, over here.
We needed like a be prepared for Hades. That would have been so good.
It would have been so good. My favorite scene with him specifically is when he makes his deal with Hercules, like to steal the strength, because he's such a like used car salesman with it.
Yep, silver tongued devil.
Well, he's like, I'm on a schedule, so like, you're either in or you're out. A lot of people are gonna get hurt, aren't they? Nah, well, they might. Who knows? Possibly, but
he's such a producer. Such a producer, just a swindler.
Well,
such a good character.
I was talking about this when we were talking about How to Train Your Dragon, that they tried to like How to Train Your Dragon really did not do well in their villain game. Like, you don't think of the villains when you think of How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah, I can't even remember a lot of the villains.
Exactly.
To be honest with you.
And it's because they tried to just be menacing figures rather than charismatic figures. And I think it makes it so much more enjoyable when a villain is charismatic. So when you give all the charisma to a villain, it just hits that much harder.
And see, like, we were saying he didn't even have that much motivation to his character, but like one of the best Disney villains just from personality alone.
Don't know how true this is, but somebody said that the only villain motivate someone on Instagram, and everything on Instagram is true. Yeah. So I mean, like, no lies on Facebook and Instagram, but they were saying that he had like angry gay vibes. And he was like, like closeted angry gay vibes, that he was just in his villain arc. Then.
Yeah, I could totally see that. Like, he's pretty sassy. He he's definitely the gay's favorite character.
Well,
I don't know if I can say that though. There's a lot of great
Ursula,
gay characters in Hercules.
Scar.
Oh, just across Disney in general. Yeah.
I don't know if he makes top 10.
I think that's another podcast.
That's all we have for today, folks.
I was going to say though, I don't know, like they couldn't have had a Hades number just because the music is so good.
Yeah. I mean, we don't even know if James Woods sings. Like Jeremy Irons, when he sang in Lion King, like that was like he could do that. Like
he's a singer.
He's a singer.
Or like Ray Fiennes in The Prince of Egypt. You know what I mean? He's a singer.
We have to get our Prince of Egypt plug in. The number one person brought up, bringing up the number one film brought up on the podcast.
Dude, The Plagues.
The Plagues.
Thus saith the Lord.
Well, we've been a little bit ignoring the chat over here.
What up, chat?
What up, chat? We've got Nana, we've got Josh, I am here solely for Hades and Meg energy. Don't you worry, Nana. We're going to be talking about, well, I'm going to be talking about Meg at least. I have a lot to say.
We got a lot to say.
We have a lot to say.
I was going to say Meg might be another favorite of the gays.
Oh, yes.
Just saying, but.
Well, I mean, like, she's like the sassy gay friend, not even gay friend, but friend to the gays.
Yeah, and like I could just see like a lot of queer women really having a thing for Meg, which I get it.
Because a lot of straight men are having a lot of things.
I think everybody just kind of has a thing for Meg, you know?
Well, who wouldn't? Well, fun fact, like, I didn't realize this. The voice actress of Meg is also in Spirited Away.
Whoa. What character?
So she was the woman who was looking after...
Yeah, the older, like, kind of babysitter character. That's crazy.
And, like, Austin was the one who pointed that out to me, and once you hear that, you can't unhear.
Yeah, no, it's like, I can totally hear it right now. Like, I can't believe I didn't realize that.
Well, that's the thing, because, like, I think she's just so good. She gets so into character that we think of her as the character, not as a person.
Yes.
Which...
That's acting.
That's acting. Great voice.
Both.
To Susan Egan.
Cool.
Susan Egan.
Great voice.
Great voice. But if it's all right with you, Hayden, unless there's anything else that we really want to just sort of kick off before diving into the film.
Let's do it.
All righty. Chapter 1, The Prophecy and the Lost God. In ancient Greece, Zeus and Hera celebrate the birth of their son, Hercules. Meanwhile, Hades, Zeus's wicked brother, learns from the fates that in 18 years, planetary alignment will allow him to free the Titans and overthrow Olympus unless Hercules interferes. Hades sends his minions, Pain and Panic, to kill Hercules with a potion that strips gods of immortality. They kidnap the baby, but are interrupted by a mortal couple, leaving Hercules only partially mortal, still possessing godlike strength. Raised by the kind farmers, Hercules grows up as an outcast due to his uncontrollable strength. As a teenager, he seeks answers about his origins and visits the temple of Zeus. Zeus reveals Hercules' true lineage and tells him he can regain his godhood by becoming a true hero. Hercules sets off with Pegasus to train under Phil, the satyr hero trainer. Hercules is now aware of his destiny and begins his journey towards heroism. First of all, like, we have to just acknowledge the muses.
Yes.
Like, the best narrators you could possibly have for a film.
Yes. Is the gospel truth. So good.
They are so good. Like, each one of them, like, there's not a scene in which I feel like it's only appropriate that we shout out each one of them.
Yeah.
Which we have Lilius White, Cheryl Freeman, LaChanza, Roz Ryan, and Venetia Thomas as the muses.
So good.
So good.
Interesting choice to like do gospel with Greek mythology.
Well, here's the fascinating thing, and I did a little bit of research on this. They really wanted to actually do a Greek tragedy. Like, they initially, when they brought this film in 1992, it was written as a Greek tragedy rather than a comedy. And I think they were really leaning into the whole, like, hey, this is a bastard, like Hera's actually the villain. And, and just, I mean, it doesn't scream Disney. Like, maybe Black Cauldron Disney, but not. Yeah. So I think that they just really...
Been a good movie.
It would have, well...
been interesting.
How many Hercules movies has there been?
Fair.
But yeah, originally it was going to be
downer.
Yeah, a downer, but they decided to do a whole switcheroo and pretty much make the story of Michael Jordan, but for
well, he's Jesus.
He's Jesus and Jordan.
Yeah.
Some people think it's one of the same. There was actually a planned sequel, which
interesting.
Such a weird direction. It was going to be called Hercules and the Trojan War, which Achilles is brought up.
Right.
The Trojan horse is brought up.
Right.
This
would have been a little backtracking, but
time travel. Phil sends Hercules back in time
Yeah,
to
dude.
save Achilles.
well, it's like it's all in the same universe. You know, it's the Disney universe. Like, is in Hercules. You know what I'm saying? Remember that shit?
Yeah, because he throws him off.
Yeah.
He throws him because he has the skinned version of him.
Just
there.
connect them all through time traveling Hercules. but I was gonna, so it's like Zeus is Hercules' dad,
Yes.
but then he was born like Superman,
He was born to a mortal.
or was he Jesus?
Here's the thing. I think Hercules is Samson in the Bible. Both of us grew up Christian, LDS, Mormon, so we have knowledge of the Bible. Some would say we're experts.
And
so
we both had the canonical Greek mythology obsession that like comes with, I feel like it's like a Mormon or Christian kid thing to get obsessed with Greek mythology,
like
right?
last podcast on the left said, Mormonism is fantasy, Scientology is sci-fi. So
The mythology just
it's like
hand
poetry.
in hand.
It
Yeah,
rhymes. But
does rhyme.
if you look at the story of Samson in the Bible, Samson is a part of the specific tribe that would make a promise to God, and in return, God would grant them with something. Samson promised never to cut his hair. God in return made him Superman, essentially. And like he was going around killing people with the jaw of a donkey, like all these times. And eventually a woman found out his secret and told all the people that hated Samson.
Right.
And they cut his hair, making him immortal.
Yeah.
And then they were going to execute him. And Samson prayed to God saying, I'm sorry. So God was like, well, here you go. Here's your last bit of strength. And he uses, because he was chained, he uses his strength to pull the pillars down and collapse and kill everybody there.
Damn, dude, he is Samson.
He is Samson, because also Samson is famous for killing a massive lion.
There you go. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense to me. I was thinking that like Hercules is like half god.
Yes.
Right? Which Samson was like Superman.
Yes.
Half god, but like
he was immortal, but he was blessed by God.
Yeah.
If the Bible was willing to get a little freaky with it, a little more freaky with it, I should say.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Bible's pretty freaky.
There can only be one Son of God in the Bible.
Right.
So,
right,
which is literal Jesus.
So Samson's as close to son of God as you could have gotten.
Yeah,
probably.
Like, because I and I'm blanking. I'm sure there were people with special like superhero abilities other than just like performing miracles, but with Samson was literally like they just buffed him up. Like his strength meter got all the way up to 20.
Captain America.
Yeah. And he was just ripped, and he was killed. Like he strangled a lion. He killed like an army with just the jawbone of a donkey.
It's all in the hair.
It's all, and it's because he never cut his hair.
Yeah, dude.
That's literally the only reason.
I get it. Power stored in the hair.
The power is stored in the hair. So they had like the Greek tragedy start to the movie.
Yeah.
Because they're like, many heroes are
right.
Like that was, I think, initially going to be the intro.
That makes sense.
And then they're like, you go, girl.
Yeah. You're so right. That explains that a little bit. It's like we get that most Greek stories can be sad, or like Greek tragedies are a whole thing, but let's do it this way.
And never say never, David. Samson, a story you'll never cover since Delilah isn't a dragon. Let me tell you, women are the problem here.
Was Delilah with Samson, or was that?
So Delilah.
Oh man,
that's where Delilah, like the legend of Delilah, starts. She's the one that Samson fell in love with, and they convinced Delilah to. And the funny thing is,
she broke your throne and she cut your hair.
She broke your throne and cut your hair because she betrayed him twice. Because the first time, I can't remember the lie, but Samson like told them a lie. He was like, "Oh, if you feed me tomatoes, like I become weak." And so they fed him tomatoes, and he was like, "Huh, surprise, motherfuckers!" And then he eventually told her, like, "Yeah, it's my hairs." And then she was like, "I'll be telling you."
Women,
you
can't trust.
You can't trust them. Let me tell you,
this is turning into a tape.
All they do is lie. All they do is sell you out to the god of
chip and lie. Charge they phone,
and sell you out to a god of death. Is that they all be doing it?
They all be. Fellas. How many times has this happened to you?
Yeah, how many times has a woman sold you out?
You go on a couple dates, and then she sells you out to the god of the underworld. I mean...
Or she convinces you to cut your hair and your strength
And
goes.
you lose all your power.
We all go through it once.
We've all been there.
I also do just love, like, I mean, it's one of those things that Hercules is sort of a relatable character, because I feel like no matter how popular you ended up being ever in life, everybody at one point did not feel like they fit in with the people around them.
Totally.
And
even though he's got like big main character energy, it's like it's like the underdog story.
yeah,
The Go the Distance song gets me every time
Yeah.
to this day.
yeah.
Like I was watching it, just the other night and like getting choked up by myself. But like the story of Hercules finding his place, awesome.
Before we do the dragon grade, I don't want you to tell me now, because I want you to be thinking about it during the podcast, because there's so many bangers in this. But I want you to be able to think, if you're not able to do your top 3 in order, at least your top 3 favorite songs in this film.
Gotcha.
So you don't have to make it right now, but before we do the dragon grade, you're going to find out.
I bet I can do them in order.
Wait, Meg is just Greek Delilah.
Yep.
But Delilah doesn't have a change of heart, because she died alongside everybody in
Delilah.
Oh, yeah.
She
Well, I think
was-
so.
Alongside everyone, how'd they die?
So they chained him up. They tied
Right.
him up, and he prayed to God, saying, "I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Give me my muscles back."
And he killed everybody?
He killed everybody, including himself.
Took them all out with him.
He blue shelled himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Delilah was just trying to get that bag.
she was just trying to get that bag.
But Meg, she's my girl.
Meg is my girl. She hasn't
She
popped
was
up yet.
she was being like tortured or like kept hostage by Hades. I'm saying she's a real one. You know what I mean? She's a ride or die. Like,
Ladies, we all know you have that one toxic gay friend that you love, but you just can't get rid of. We're doing the podcast now for you.
yeah, it was like Hades was like possessive over her though too. Like, I think Hades may have had a thing for Meg too. Maybe
I don't know if it was necessarily that, because like he was literally like trying to pimp her out. Like we're not
Okay.
like he was
Yeah.
literally going to pimp her out to the water spirit.
Yeah. So Hades is just a pimp.
He's a pimp. He's a gay pimp, which
Yes.
from what I hear, the best kind.
I mean, he's ruling the underworld. He's doing pretty well for
You
himself.
can't get high on your own supply.
You're so right.
I also like the whole scene when you're seeing how chaotic it's almost like a little bit of a metaphor for puberty too, just like for Hercules, just going through, he doesn't know how to control himself, like he's going through all these changes. And I mean, it's a coming of age story.
I do like the baby Hercules stuff where he's like
Oh, yeah.
picking up Zeus and, you know, throwing shit a mile. That's
Here's the thing, we just completely passed over. I loved seeing all the different gods up in Olympus.
Yeah.
Like
Totally.
you got to see a glimpse of Poseidon. I hated Ares. Like Ares did not like. I thought Apollo looked more like Ares. Apollo was the purple one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No.
Ares was the bald one with the big beard.
Yeah. I feel you.
Hephaestus looked pretty Hephaestus-y. Hermes, I still don't know. I'm still iffy about Hermes, but.
Yeah, that was fun to see him. Like I just loved all the animation throughout the intro and all of their clothes and shit.
Oh yeah.
It was fun.
It's a fun film.
Fun film.
But if it's all right, is there anything else in this first section that you want to talk about before we move on to the second?
I don't think so. I'm just realizing more and more we talk about it that he's also Superman.
He really,
you know, like the coming of age stuff was very Superman.
Well, and I'll save it for the second chapter because it's more applicable.
Yeah.
But here we go. Chapter 2, Trials of a Hero. After completing his training under Phil, Hercules heads to Thebes to prove himself. On the way, he rescues Meg from a centaur, Nessus, unaware that she is bound to Hades. When Meg mentions Hercules, Hades discovers pain and panics failure and begins plotting anew. He sends monsters, including the Hydra, to kill Hercules, but each battle only increases Hercules' fame. Hercules becomes a beloved figure in Thebes, but Zeus tells him that he still is not a true hero, leaving him frustrated. Meanwhile, he and Meg grow closer, falling in love. On the eve of his coup, Hades takes Meg hostage, forcing Hercules to surrender his strength in exchange for her freedom. Devastated, Hercules agrees, only to learn Meg was working with Hades. Hercules, now powerless, watches helplessly as Hades unleashes the Titans to overthrow Olympus. It's funny because with this chapter being solely focused about the trials that Hades threw at Hercules, it was not Hades that threw the trials at Hercules. It was technically Hera who threw the trials at Hercules.
Gotcha.
Also, it was like he had to do it. He had the 12 trials of her because
Right. It was like to prove himself.
well, in the original Greek mythology, I believe Hercules commits a sin and like I think I don't remember if he kills somebody or if that he
messes up.
He done messed up. He done messed up. Let's see here.
It's like, because I remember him doing all of the specific trials, like the Pegasus and the Golden Apple.
So the Golden
think,
Apple,
like-
that's with the story. That's how the whole Trojan War starts out. Now, this is what it is. Hera makes Hercules go mad, and Hercules kills his wife, Megara,
Gotcha.
and their children. And he realized that
He kills their children?
he kills the kid, not just the men, but the women
There's a familicide?
and the children.
The
too.
Hercules?
Yeah. And so when he realized what he did, he went to the Oracle of Delphi, and the Oracle was like telling him, like, hey, this is what actually happened. And he for his sins, like said that he was gonna follow the king of I'm saying his name. I can't even pronounce it. But there's a king. I'll say it in the chat here. And to prove himself for forgiveness, he had to complete 10 tasks.
Right.
And which it's funny because it's like every great teacher and parent. They added 2 more at the end of it. So it became the 12 tasks of Hercules. And so the 12 tasks are slay the Numidian lion, slay the Hydra, capture the golden hind of Artemis, capture the Euphorian boar, clean the Aguan stables in a single day, slay the Symphonian bird, capture the Cretan bull, steal the mares of Diodes, obtain the belt of Hippota, queen of the Amazons, obtain a cattle for the monster Guron, steal the golden apple from Hestophories, and then capture and bring back Cerberus from hell.
It just sounds like Hera's errands. She's just having him run
Well, that's
her to-do list.
like, I really do need to just go back and do a deep dive in Greek mythology because, like, the more and more I learn, the more and more I'm like, why did Hera and Zeus end up together?
For sure.
Like, George R.R. Martin actually based Robert Baratheon and Cersei Lannister off of Zeus and Hera.
Whoa.
Which it also makes sense because Zeus has a son who's a blacksmith who's rejected by both his parents.
Holy shit.
Festus or Gentry.
Damn.
And like because Zeus and Hera hate each other. Like they genuinely hate each other, just
Yeah.
like any classic couple like that are married.
It just seems from like written by like a boomer, like a I hate my wife kind of humor, like, but it's like these are the gods.
Yeah. And she's literally the god of marriage.
Yeah.
So she like is bound by her magic or whatever it is to not cheat on him.
Yeah.
And so she just gets angry whenever he does, which
Okay.
he does on an hourly basis. I don't think there is a single more horny person in like lore than Zeus.
Top 3 horniest entities all time.
Which with this podcast is going off the rails, which was inevitable. But those of you, I brought it up several times. If you have not heard about Epic the Musical, go check it out. It's amazing. It's about the Odyssey. Zeus has a number called Thunderbringer, which is like the most sexual, non-sexual song you'll ever listen to.
He's the Thunderbringer.
He's the Thunderbringer. And in the music video, he's literally molesting a cloud and making it like sexual that like and it's a cloud that he's like while Odysseus and the crew are just sitting there watching Zeus molest the cloud. Like
He's shooting the lightning.
it's no blanks. Anyways, back to the movie. I feel like the training montage for Hercules could have been better.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's quick and there wasn't much to it.
I remember liking it a lot when I was younger, but the more like I watch it, I love Danny DeVito.
Yeah,
Like I love Danny DeVito
as the satyr, right?
well, just in general, but as
Yeah,
the
yeah,
satyr,
yeah.
should not have given him a musical number.
What was his song again?
The like
It was bad.
it was bad
Because he's doing it in his voice, and
he's like, once in a lifetime a chance like
Yeah.
this moves along.
yeah, I don't even remember it really, but
It's really just the training montage. I would have preferred the muses just to be like
yeah,
singing as, and like they could have made it such a like,
that would have been good. Just the muses narrating it while they sing another gospel number. Or
Yeah.
something. That'd be
like,
great.
and you could also just like make it show Phil as the angry coach, because they
Yeah.
really were trying to lean into the whole like he's like the football coach who's like,
Yeah.
hey, what are you doing? Go give me
Yeah.
12 more laps around here.
Yeah, he was Rocky's Mickey.
Yes. Yes.
Rocky, Hercules.
We're walking here.
Yeah, and then like later they have the whole like, whatever, kid, do your own thing.
Exactly.
That's exactly what it is.
So he's Michael Jordan, he's
Yep.
Jesus, he's Samson, he's Rocky.
Rocky Balboa.
It's
Yep.
all coming together here.
Full circle.
Full circle. Now, I'm going to shout out my boy TD Orrell real quick. He made a post the other day where he commented that Ty Lee in Avatar was one of his first crushes of all time. And I commented, hashtag can relate. So, but I feel like I lied in that post. I think Meg might have been my first
Number
crush.
one.
Like so many memories of
Yeah.
just like, and like I can see how like even in my own dating life how I look for my Meg out there. I'm naturally attracted to
Totally.
the sassy, just
I don't care.
yeah, like sure you could be a hunk if you want to, but that's just more of aesthetically pleasing. It's not necessarily a protection thing over here. And
Meg is an independent woman.
she's a redhead. She's an auburn redhead.
Yeah.
though.
I think that Meg informed a lot of people's taste in a partner, you know,
Yes.
in women. I'm trying to think like what would my equivalent be to that, but nothing's coming to mind. Like Meg was,
She a baddie.
I didn't see Hercules till I was a little older, but Meg was early crush for sure.
Yeah. At least you didn't say Nala from Lion King.
Yeah, for childhood crush, Scar.
Hey, I have seen people say the childhood crush is the fish with the scar on there. Shoe on Head has said that is a hot fish.
That's some people. Dude.
Some people.
Like when Hot or Not Disney version was a thing, like a trend for a while there. That was getting problematic.
the whole smash.
Yeah,
the
Smasher past
past.
Disney.
One of my favorite.
A lot of colors were being shown.
There's this guy just like complaining. He's like, I was banned from Disneyland and I really don't think it's appropriate in Smash. And it's like Cinderella. And it's like, and I just really don't understand why I'm being discriminated. Smash. And it's Vader from Cars. It's like, I really hate that this is going on and I really don't understand why I'm so discriminated. And then it shows Quasimodo Smash. And it's just progressively just getting more and more unhinged. And then,
That's
like, it's one of the
perfect.
seagulls from Finding Nemo. Like, smash.
Oh my god,
But going
so good.
back to our originally
Joe Mater.
Susan Egan was originally blocked from auditioning for Meg. She was rejected because she was coming off of Beauty of the Beast playing, not from the movie, but she was on Broadway Beauty of the Beast playing Belle.
Yeah.
And they wanted her to be this more cynical asshole rather than the sweet character like Belle. And Susan was like, no, like, trust me, I got this. And
Because she is Meg.
she is Meg.
Embodies the character.
And it took a 9-month process for her to audition for this role, which I'm not familiar with the film world as much, but I imagine that's a while.
That's a lot. Like, I'm not even super sure on like casting in Hollywood, but like I know that's a lot of time to be auditioning for one part.
That's a baby.
Yeah. Man, like, yeah, committing a year just for the chance of a role.
In a Disney film
Yeah.
that was not that greatly receptive
Yeah.
initially.
Yeah.
Um,
That's pretty cool.
and then also fun fact, I Won't Say I'm in Love was replaced, and originally the song was I Can't Believe My Heart, but they said because of Susan's portrayal of Meg, that didn't fit
Nice.
Meg so much. They replaced it with I Won't Say I'm in Love, which
Nice.
I have thoughts for later, just to edge everybody a little bit more. We'll talk obviously about the Hydra fight more. I mean, the Hydra itself, but the Hydra fight is everything about it is amazing to me.
I agree. I thought you were gonna shit on it.
No.
I love the Hydra fight.
The Hydra fight is so good. I love that Hades is
Yeah.
doing like, let's get ready to
Yes.
rumble.
Totally. I love the animation change.
Yes.
When it hits that scene, like so effective.
Well, I think that because this is Hercules' first big
Yeah.
challenge. Like, yeah, he fought a river spirit, but
Yeah.
it was a centaur. Like, centaurs have a challenge rating
Please.
probably of like a 3 in Dungeons and
Yeah.
Dragons. Hydra, at least a 15.
Yes.
And it also just sort of displayed, like, again, this was a sign of just showing how much of a hunk and just dumbass Hercules is, because he's cutting the heads off
Yeah.
and they keep popping up.
As they're growing back.
I think he stops a couple times to watch. He's like, well, maybe this time.
Yep.
And Phil was like, will you stop it with the cutting the head off thing?
Yeah, he's Mickey in the corner, like,
Kid, what are you doing? Get
Yo-
your head out of your ass.
You know what would have made Phil's character that much better? He needed to be smoking like a Greek cigarette the
yes.
entire
You're
time.
right. Like, he could have been like a, because like they're leaning into Greek stereotypes, you know.
Yeah.
He could have been the tank top, like curly chest hair guy with the rings.
And he could have been wearing a toga that would look more like a wife
Yes.
beater.
Yes.
Could have had a cigar.
That would have been a good character.
That,
Not saying it was bad.
not saying it's bad. but it
Phil's
could
my
be-
boy.
He could have been better. Could have been better.
That would have been
I just
Chips.
wish that they would have let Danny DeVito off the leash like they did with James
Totally.
Woods. Because
totally.
I feel like Danny DeVito is funny in this movie, but he's not
He's
James.
scripted,
He's so
obviously,
scripted.
and he does feel reeled in.
Yeah.
I agree.
Like, again, I don't know how unhinged he would have got.
Yeah, like maybe they just had to cut everything that they got.
This movie's actually 3 hours long.
Yeah, Phil's actually the main character.
That's Phil's boy. Like, maybe they just can't have two like big personalities in the
Yeah.
film too, because James, like Danny DeVito, like wasn't really that big of an actor back then either, was he?
Like I was trying to think that too. I don't think he was trying to think. He had a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger in the 90s, but I don't. So maybe he was relatively a name,
But not James Woods.
no, yeah, or as popular as he is like now.
Oh yeah, he's everybody's sweetheart now.
Yep.
But talking about
Smash.
I do like the montage of just what Hercules was doing and fighting, like how he fought the sea serpent, how he fought the boar, how he fought like all those different things.
Yeah. And it made sense for him not to go through all the 12 trials he had to do. And like, you know, the Hydra fight was cool enough to warrant them speeding through the other stuff.
Yeah, I think this is actually a good time to have the conversation. And this is not, sadly, going to be the last time I talk about Hercules as a movie, because there are a couple not as good adaptations of Hercules. I think one, Hercules needs to be like an HBO special. Like, it's a dark enough story, it's a twisted enough story that it needs to be HBO doing it.
Yeah.
And it needs to be like 13, 14 episode.
Yeah. What is
thing.
the darkest Hercules that's been made? Is it The Rock one?
I think it's The Rock.
Yeah.
Like, unless there's like one that was made in the 50s or something like
Yeah,
that.
there's no way. But that, because like as you were describing the stuff with Hera, like it sounded like a Grimm Brothers fairy tale.
Well, because again, going back to Game of Thrones, Cersei could not do anything to Robert. Well, she did, but she couldn't get caught doing anything
Yeah.
to Robert. So what she did is she took all her frustration out on all of the bastards that were in King's Landing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Interesting.
parallels.
Yeah. HBO should make something Greek at least. Some there's like so much mythology to collect to pick from, you know. That'd be awesome.
So who would you cast if they were going to come out next year? Who would be Hercules?
As Hercules?
Yeah.
I mean, The Rock isn't a bad casting choice, I feel like,
He's
as
just too
Hercules.
old in
Probably too old. Hercules. Yeah, I like a lot of those like jacked guys I think of are kind of old at this point.
But I would love it.
I don't think like a Channing Tatum could be Hercules.
Well, here, I need to just look up, like, I'd love it if they actually got a Greek actor, too. So Greek actors out there right now.
A Greek beefcake.
They're saying Dave Bautista's Greek.
Couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell you. That's another conversation.
Yeah, that's a good question. Who'd play Hercules, though? Dave Bautista.
Dave Bautista. If The Rock's too old, I always do think, like, who would be a good, like, because Zeus is now just getting portrayed so much in different, like, there's the Percy Jackson TV shows that are coming out. There's, I mean, I did like in Clash of the Titans where they had Liam Neeson as Zeus.
He played Zeus?
He played Zeus in Clash of the
Hell
Titans.
yeah.
I think he has the voice. I don't think he really has the look, but
Yeah.
the voice he definitely has for Zeus.
Totally. That commanding, like how when Morgan Freeman played God,
Yeah.
you need someone to play God. Like quite the place to get to.
And Zeus sort of had like, and Liam Neeson sort of like, his voice oozes sex. Like, this man fucks.
You need the great voice, and he needs to be horny if he's playing Zeus. Totally.
But yeah, we took a little fun sidetrack there. Is there anything else in this sort of chapter that we want to necessarily go over?
Don't think so. We'll get back to the Hydra.
We'll get back to the Hydra at the end.
Cool.
Chapter 3, The True Hero. The Titans defeat the gods of Olympus while Hades sends the Cyclops to kill Hercules in Thebes. Using his wits, Hercules defeats the Cyclops, but Meg is mortally wounded, saving him. Meg's sacrifice breaks Hades' deal, restoring Hercules' strength. He and Pegasus free the gods and defeat the Titans. Meg dies, and Hercules journeys to the underworld, diving into the river Styx to save her soul, proving his selflessness and regaining his godhood. Hercules defeats Hades by punching him into the river Styx, revives Meg, and is offered a place on Olympus. However, he chooses mortality to stay with Meg. Zeus creates a constellation in Hercules' honor as the couple returns to Thebes, with Phil celebrating their happy ending. I do love the attack on Olympus. Like, the Titans all are just so good.
Yeah. The Titans are great.
And there is a fun fact that I did see, and I really don't know if this is accurate or not, but apparently, so you know how the Titans are going the wrong direction, and Hades is like, guys, Olympus is that way. Apparently, according to some Reddit people, which Reddit's always right as well.
It is.
They were saying that they were actually going the direction of where Mount Olympus originally was when Zeus overthrew the Titans initially. And that's the direction they were going, because they were like, we're going to where our kingdom was before Zeus came in and overthrew us.
Gotcha.
But then Hades is like, no, they're on Olympus. They moved mountaintops.
I could see that. Like, that is pretty specific.
Yes, it's very specific. And then sometimes, and again, Reddit's great for like, if you read between the lines.
Yeah, for sure.
There's another line that you can read between as well.
A donut hole.
There's a
In a
donut.
donut.
Snosberry tastes like snosberry.
For sure. But that is interesting for the Greek mythology nerds.
Yeah. And I also, as I am, like, Percy Jackson, let's be real, Percy Jackson has influenced several obsessions.
Totally.
Like, arguably one of the best, like, young, like, teenage series.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're still good. I haven't read them in a while,
The
but
show,
I remember them being good, and they came out at the perfect time.
they really did. Right now, I think they're talking about them in the chat a little bit right now.
Only good things, I hope.
Only good things. Well, they're talking about the movie, Percy Jackson. The Percy Jackson movie does suck. TV show, I think they're just making predictions. You guys are just over there predicting what we're going to be making. What if I just get everything a 10? Everything gets a 10.
Been out done.
Perfect. Dragon.
Let's wrap it up.
No, but The Percy Jackson TV show is not, I'm not going to sit here and say it's amazing, but it's still good and it's pretty loyal to the books compared to how the movie was.
Cool.
And they're actually making out the big bad Titan to be the villain in the end, which he is just such a good villain. That's a Kronos.
Yeah,
Yes,
dude.
Yes, and he makes like Hermes' son. Spoiler alert, he makes Hermes' son into his own, like, because that's the whole thing. Like, if you dip yourself into the river Styx, that's how you burn away your mortality.
Yeah,
and it's so metal.
It's so metal, dude.
But speaking of the river Styx, I did have this thought of another inconsistency in this film. So Hercules didn't die by going into the river Styx because he was a god.
Right.
But then Hades goes into the river Styx and dies. Like, is he not a god?
Maybe Hercules was half man, so it was like he died, but then didn't?
Like, the only thing that I could really
I
even
don't know.
say is that he's not dead, but the souls are like holding him in the river Styx.
Yeah.
Which, again, doesn't make
Plot armor.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you.
The imagery is amazing.
It was the power of love. Hades had no love.
The power of getting back with your ex after she betrays you.
Man, Meg was a real one, though. She's literally a ride or die for Hercules.
After.
Yes.
After betraying.
Hey.
We all love a redemption,
redemption
arc. We love a redemption arc.
Yep.
I'm sure she said, I'm sorry.
I would have forgave her.
I would have forgave her immediately. Like, I would not even be like, hey, babe, I'd make the same deal.
Yeah, we can talk about it. You sold me to Hades. We can talk about it.
Like, I don't even like themes anymore. Like, let's get out of here. Like, I got my money, my Nike deal over here. Like, let's go. I also do like that. We probably should have talked about this in the first chapter, but Rip Torn as Zeus, like, again, not accurate, but I liked what he was doing.
Yeah. Serviceable.
He was definitely giving off the like jolly
Santa Claus.
Yes. He was like God and Santa Claus combined.
Yeah, that's Zeus.
Which, it's funny now, in the specific animatics that I'm talking about with the Epic the Musical, make Zeus look like the Zeus in Hercules, but with a little bit more crazy hair.
Yeah.
And he's obviously just got like deviant eyes, and you could just like
That's great.
It's, though I can't say this enough. Like, Austin's probably sick of me telling him that he needs to listen to Epic the Musical.
Epic the Musical.
I'm not a
Plugging it.
I'm not a big musical fan.
That's true. You hate musicals.
I hate musicals. I love Epic the Musical.
I'll check it out.
Like, the funny thing is, like, side tangent, it's Greek mythology. We can make it work. It counts. I really, for the longest time, thought like, okay, I hate musicals. Everything about musicals, I hate them. But then I was thinking, like, I was listening to Epic the Musical, and I was like, I love almost all the songs. The songs are amazing. And then I was thinking about like, oh, I love Prince of Egypt. Prince of Egypt is a musical. And then I was like, I love Phantom of the Opera. Phantom of the Opera is a musical.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, maybe I just need to give musicals another shot. I think this might be the most controversial thing I've said on the podcast, so buckle up. I fucking hate Wicked. Like, Wicked is like, I hate Wicked with every fiber of my being.
It's okay.
People love it.
It's okay.
I don't understand why.
People go hard for Wicked.
They think it's the greatest thing that's ever happened.
Yep.
And
there's definitely a Wicked cult.
There is a Wicked cult. And so through my work, I had a few of my coworkers that were nominated for awards. And at this award show, they actually were able to get some of the actors that perform not in the Broadway Wicked, but just in some local plays to perform some Wicked numbers. I hate it every second of it. And I was sitting there like, I would have rather been anywhere. I would have rather had the driest dry speech of honor and unity than listen to it. I was seriously just like, and they were like, oh my gosh, they have her in a harness. She's flying. I'm like, just end it.
And I'm sure a lot of people there thought it was just magical.
the amount of people that cheered. I refused to stand. People stood and applauded.
You sat during the standing ovation.
I sat during the standing
You
ovation.
absolute heathen.
But the moral of the story, I still don't like musicals. But there are musicals that I do enjoy, like Epic the Musical, Phantom of the Opera, and Prince of Egypt.
Is Epic animated?
Yes and no.
Okay.
So the original stuff is not animated, but there's a lot of YouTubers that are animatics that have put animatics to it, and they're all really good. I'll send you a playlist that's
Cool.
It's recommend watching the animatics first before listening because it just makes it that much better.
Cool.
But I'll send you that. But Hercules also
Back to the
musical. Back
Also
to
a musical.
also a musical. But I'll be honest, like this might also be a little controversial. With Epic the Musical, I played those songs on the regular. I'm pretty sure at the end of 2025, there's going to be at least 2 songs that are going to be in my top 5
Spotify Wrapped.
in my Spotify rap. There's not a single song in Hercules that's going to be even remotely played.
That's fair.
Like,
That's fair.
they're fun in the moment.
Continue.
They're fun in the moment.
That's it.
They're fun in the moment.
The songs in Hercules slap.
They do slap, but they slap in the moment.
I don't know. Like I remember when I was a kid, I would listen to Go the Distance. Like I had it on my iPod. It was like a hype song for like a specific occasion. I think Go the Distance is a definitive exception to that. Like I think it was like a big hit.
It is.
And I would listen to some of the other songs in like just driving to the grocery store.
Well, I also do have to just shout out Edgar, Kimmy, friend of the podcast of the Alluring Podcast, fiance. He and I were at a party once and we were discussing all of the songs that you could make a playlist that Disney make that you can have sex to. And we did have a conversation if Go the Distance is a song that you can.
I will find my way.
I can go the distance. That link will be dropped in the comments below.
That might be the worst sex song I can think of from
Well,
Hercules.
They're not. Here in the underworld.
And that's the gospel truth. That might be the best one.
Bless my soul. Herc is on a roll.
That's the one. That's the one.
You got the tempo.
Yeah.
You got shout out to Ed over there with
Shout out to Edgar.
But yeah, I mean, I feel this is all in all, I really do enjoy this movie. Obviously, I'll go more into details as we do the dragon grade, but it's good. Do you know what's really interesting about Hades?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who was they wanted initially to play Hades?
Who?
Jack Nicholson. They wanted Jack Nicholson to play Hades.
What the hell?
He wanted $15 million and merchandise rights.
I'm trying to picture Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson, Hades. He's like, it would be way too much.
Like, I want to see the audition tapes for it, but also I'm so happy that we got James Woods instead of Jack Nicholson.
It would have been too much. He would have been like the Joker.
Yeah.
Doing his Joker thing with Hades, probably.
Yeah.
Like real mustache twirlingly evil.
But like, as we said, James Woods is just angry gay.
Whatever.
And on that note, Danny DeVito was the first choice for Phil. They didn't really want anybody else.
Yeah.
And
Perfect voice for it.
yeah.
Kid, you can go the distance.
It had a budget of 85 million. It made 262 million.
Totally. And cult classic at this point.
Which is crazy to think now too. Jack Nicholson wanted 15 of that $85 million.
Yep.
The audacity.
It's crazy. For a voice role.
For a voice role.
Not even being on camera.
And James Wood legitimately was like,
I'll do it for free.
I'll do it for free. I love Hades.
When and where. Yeah.
I love Hades.
I need to be Hades. I am.
Which, again, like we said, we can really not picture anyone else
Agreed.
as Hades.
I would put Hades, just thinking about it, like, I love Disney villains. I just love villains in general.
Yes.
But Hades is probably like at least top 10 Disney characters for me.
Oh, yeah. I definitely put them top 3 for villains,
Yes.
top 10 for Disney characters for sure.
Yeah.
I'm trying to even think because we did talk, Austin and I talked about this on our favorite villains because we were talking about Rupert in The Quest for Camelot, who
Rupert.
Gary Oldman, amazing. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. He is phenomenal as Rupert. But just thinking back of like Disney villains in general, like I put Hades over Jafar. I put Hades over Gaston.
Scar.
Scar is just so good. Like I might have them as a tie.
Yeah.
I might have them as a tie. I was never the biggest fan of The Little Mermaid, so
Ursula, yeah.
I know Ursula's big. I just wasn't.
That's for the gays.
That's for the game. Lady Facade will yell at me when she comes on to the podcast.
For me, it's like on the level of Jafar.
Yeah, Jafar is good. Like Jafar is just such a fascinating. Okay, Dragon Grade. Actually, no. It is time. Hayden, what would you say are your top 3 favorite songs in Hercules of 1997?
Number 3, Gospel Truth.
Gospel Truth.
Number 2, Won't Say I'm in Love.
Won't Say I'm in Love.
Number 1, Go the Distance.
It's funny because I think it's Gospel Truth. Number 3. Number 2 is Go the Distance for me. Won't Say I'm in Love.
Let's go.
I genuinely did not realize how much I enjoyed that song on this watch through. Like I had to listen to it a couple times over afterwards.
Yes.
And
it was a toss up for me too. And like this last watch through, I was like, it is Go the Distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
for me.
I won't hold that against you at all. Like I
That's
understand
crazy, though,
it's good, but I also like it's
no chance, no way. I won't say it, no.
Which it's hilarious because isn't the stereotype that the girlfriends are trying to say, hey, he sucks. The guy that you like, you don't. So it's interesting that they're like, no, you go, girl. Like, go for it.
Yeah, for sure. It's a great song.
It is
a little, like it subverts expectations a little bit. You know, it's that fits her character so well.
Yes.
Like you said, they changed it to fit her. And like, that was the right choice. Like they made an amazing song because of the character too.
And she did an amazing job. Like honestly, it was probably her best part of her. Like she did a great job with just being sassy and but some of those high notes that she hit, like extended high notes, like
totally. That song, and it's like you're like great voice when you're listening to her, you know, and then but when she comes out with that, it's like holy shit, like she can sing. And that
can sing.
Makes you like just I guess it's more impressive for the character, but also the actor and like the performance as a whole. You know, it's an awesome song.
Yeah.
Totally.
But also, I'm going to give it up for because it wasn't Tate Donovan who did the song "Go the Distance." It was Roger Bart who sang. Roger Bart also did Lady and the Tramp 2.
Do you know, was that the voice actor for young Hercules?
No, so they actually had a separate actor.
Different.
And they just decided to bring in a singer for it. Josh Keaton was the young Hercules.
Yeah.
And then it was Roger Bart. But then Tate.
Roger?
Yeah, Tate Donovan was Hercules.
That'd be so crazy that like Disney just brings you in and you record the biggest song of your career. In a day.
Yeah. And it still played to this day.
Yeah.
I don't think any of his other stuff is.
Of course not. I've never heard of him.
Are you not playing the soundtrack?
Oh no, Roger Bart.
Lady of the Tramp 2 soundtrack? Are you not slapping to that?
Lacking.
That should be on the fuck list of Disney songs.
Lady and the Tramp, dude.
Lady and the Tramp.
Sauciest Disney.
Speaking of saucy, though, we have a dragon grade. Each week, we do a dragon grade in 5 different categories.
Is one of them sauce?
There is, well, to be determined. We grade the dragon in design, special effects, character, film, and X factor. We grade this dragon on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being abysmal, 10 being incredible, with 5 being okay. Now, this is more of a stretch pick. The Hydra is technically not a dragon, but it is a big lizard. And some would say that a Hydra is a form of a drake. So it's in the
I would say that.
I wonder why. So I'd say that it falls within the umbrella family. So, Hayden, on a scale of 0 to 10, what do you give the design of the Hydra in Hercules of 1997?
I like the Hydra. The design is good. I wouldn't say it's great.
Wouldn't say it's great.
I'd give it a 7.
7. I think you actually just said that it's very good.
I agree.
Which is 7.
Very good.
I do think it's really good. I think that the coloring fits it perfectly for it.
That's true.
I like that it has sort of the bug eyes.
Yeah.
The bulging. I really like, well, that's more of special effects, so I'll bring that up. I like how it looks like a steak when they cut the head off there.
Totally.
And just sort of the slime. It doesn't bleed, it slimes.
Yes. That's true.
Oh, like there was no blood. He was just covered in green.
He's a steak with slime. It's like a Dr. Seuss creature.
It's a steak that's been left out for a couple days, but hasn't molded or anything. I also found it interesting that it only had 2 legs.
Yeah.
Like that was interesting.
Man, you're like reminding me of all these. Yeah, it is a goofy ass Hydra.
Like, what's going on?
The bug eyes. Those are great. Yeah. I think I'm sticking with 7.
I can respect that. I you know what? Not only can I respect that, I'll match it. I think it's a 7.
There we go.
Now, this one I'm actually really curious on because this is also what it got a little bit of hatred on. And well, actually, here I'll let you go first. What do you give the special effects for the Hydra on a scale of 0 to 10?
I think they're good. I was thinking about when the animation changes during that scene and like becomes more 3D.
Yeah.
You remember that? I'm kind of like applying that to the Hydra because like when it comes into the movie is like a distinct animation change and like that's part of its entrance. And I think the effects of the dragon in the scene, I'm kind of thinking a 7.
That's another 7.
Yeah, because it is good and it like works with the scene and it works with the dragon really well. It's not like that crazy or anything.
Okay. No, I totally respect that. I do want to, before I give you an answer, I want to follow up with another question. How long do you think it took to animate?
Just a shot in the dark, a month.
A month.
Yes.
You're almost there. It's 1 month plus 17 more months.
I was close.
You were close. 18 months.
Jesus.
It took 18 months. And this was actually one of Disney's first major CGI animations.
Okay,
but they also supported it with hand-drawn animation. And the logic behind it is they didn't want to overwhelm their animators with all the heads. So they were like digitally, they had one master head that they'd drawn, but then digitally copied all of the other heads.
Makes sense.
That. So
that makes, yeah, totally. Because like I'm sure that was very ahead of the time.
Yeah.
Then it doesn't seem that crazy now.
It really doesn't seem that crazy. And the funny thing is, like, I'm split because I do think it's impressive. I think it looked pretty good. Like it did look a little bit odd, but I think I'm trying not to, but I think I just have to. I hate that Disney went this direction with computer animation rather than hand-drawn art. And so I think that that's why I'm going to give it a 6. Like, I don't think that there's a time and place, but
it doesn't work quite how they thought it would for you. Yeah.
But at the same time, like for what it's doing in this film, it's still good. I like what it's doing, but I also just don't like what's come out of it.
Yeah.
Sort of like AI.
Yeah,
like it's great now, but when we're at slaves in 10 years,
like, fun and games. I know what you mean though. Like there was definitely a weird transition period where they were figuring a lot of 3D animation out. A lot of it looks bad and a lot of it looks weird. I kind of like though when sometimes it works for me when it does look weird, and like with the Hydra it was like an anxious scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I totally agree with that, but it worked for me.
No, I can respect that totally. Real quick before we move on to character, and I think this sort of ties into it. Do you know it was Pixar that was initially set to do Hercules 2?
Whoa.
They were going to do Pixar was going to do
the one that they were planning on doing.
Yeah, they wanted Pixar to take over for it. but
Weird.
initially got shot down. So I'm sure that it was really inspired with the Hydra
Yeah.
to be doing that and just do the entire movie that style.
Yeah.
Time
Worth it,
travel.
yeah.
We missed out on time travel with that. Character.
I mean, is the head regeneration part of the character?
This is like Calvin Ball, man. You can just do whatever you want with it.
I don't like, to me, it doesn't have a lot of character.
Yeah.
It doesn't even talk.
No, it doesn't talk.
It doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
Like, the head regeneration is like kind of part of the character to me, and that is interesting, but with this specific dragon, I wouldn't ask it out on a date. I'm giving it a 4.
A 4. A mediocre, you say. Interesting. I agree. There's really not that much character. In fact, the way that I'm almost justifying the character of this creature is it's an extension of Hades. Like, Hades is using this as a way to crush Hercules.
That makes sense to me.
And to Hades, like, I think he pulled the big one out. Like, he was like, okay, like, he beat the river spirit, he beat Pain and Panic as a baby. I've got to hit him hard, so I'm gonna send off my big beefy
They're
boy.
sending Vegeta.
Yeah, they're sending Vegeta to go fight Goku.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Goku loves it. But at the same time, it's not going to score well because it doesn't really have a lot of character. But I also understand, like, they can't really give the Hydra a lot of character because it's literally a trial. It's not meant to be
One
a character.
scene.
Yes, it's one scene. It's not supposed to be a big thing. So I was initially going to do a 3, but I think I'm going to match you with the 4. I think that the character is mediocre, but I'm saying it's mediocre, one, because it's probably my favorite, one of my favorite scenes. I wouldn't say it's my favorite scene, but it's one of my favorite scenes in the movie.
Mhm.
And just,
I agree with that. It's like an extension of Hades
yeah,
too. Like, it's his big dog
yeah,
that he's sending out and cheering for on the sidelines
yeah. Like,
during the fight.
Phil is Hercules' coach, while the Hydra's coach is
Exactly.
all right.
In this corner.
We've got standing at 21-6, the Hydra.
I think it's taller than that.
It probably is. Hayden, the big question, the big kahuna,
The big one.
the big enchilada. What do you give Hercules, the 1997 Disney animated comedy action adventure
Film out of 10. Man. See, I use a website to rate movies,
You do.
and I had it at a 6
Got it.
before, but I think I'm going for a 7.
Going for a 7. Talk me through this 7.
It is a great movie.
Yeah.
It's a very good, I would say.
It's a very good.
Very good. 7.
Not great.
I don't know if I have like the personal connection to this movie, and like there are some parts that I don't love, but it's just, I don't know. I want to give it like an 8 for the parts I do love,
Yes.
and then I think other parts kind of just bring it down for me a little bit.
Yes. I think you're saying it perfectly, because if we're just like Hades, 10.
Yes.
Every scene
Yes.
Hades is in, 10. Meg, 10. Phil, 7. Hercules, 6.
Like 2 of the music numbers, 10.
Yeah. But there are aspects that sort of bring it down. I really enjoy this film. I'd probably say it's top 5 favorite Disney films. So, like,
Nice.
I might even say top 3 favorite Disney films. And Hades really is just such an amazing character.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just copying you, but I think I'm going with the 7 as well.
That's
I think
all right.
that it's
'cause I'm right.
You're right. You're absolutely right. It is. You're right.
You ain't copying me. You're agreeing.
Exactly. Now, the last category is the X Factor.
X Factor.
X Factor just being, for those of you in the audience, whatever you can give it points. What makes it unique?
This is going to seem a little hypocritical of me.
Okay.
But because I said the character wasn't very good, but I do kind of love a Hydra. You know what I mean? Just the idea of a Hydra as, a big flying lizard has the X Factor for me. And I think that this film as a whole has the X Factor for me. I think that this Hydra's X Factor is an 8.
8
for me.
God
Damn, he's giving it an 8.
It's a goofy ass scene that I have remembered since the first time I saw it as a kid. Think it's like just kind of all of the parts of the scene coming together for me.
Yes.
Make it an 8.
I really agree with that, because something that, and I feel like this is actually a good time to talk about it. I really appreciate how Hercules actually kills the Hydra, because in the legend, what Hercules would do is he would cut off the head and then he would burn the stump so it wouldn't grow. But like
Yeah.
he would cauterize the stump.
And so he leaves him headless?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes.
That's metal.
So that's how he does eventually kill the Hydra, by cutting off the, like, that's
Yeah.
like, that is dumb jock. Like, that's like, I cut off head, that's how I kill it. Just cauterize.
Yeah.
And he eventually does kill it by doing that. I do think it's a lot better by crushing it in an avalanche of boulders.
That makes more sense to me.
And also, I think it would have been pretty dark for him to be like,
Just viciously cauterizing these. Yeah, dude, they didn't even have blood.
Yeah. So I think that, like, even though that's not necessarily it, but it's associated with it, that X factor of the scene is really unique. I really do like that I love the animation of when the heads are popping up.
Yes. Just all these like snaky tentacles coming up.
Yes. And I love just the visuals of that and giving it the X factor. However, like, I know there are other Hydras out there. When we talked about the Aborskis, which is the monster in Willow, it's on 2 legs as well and it has multiple heads. So it is unique. I don't think that it is great, but I do think it's very good.
There we go.
It's X factor. So I do think that it's a 7, which the final score of the Hydra from Hercules comes out to be a 6.4 out of 10, which translates about almost halfway between good and very good.
Nice.
I think that's
Congrats to the Hydra.
Congrats to the Hydra. And congrats to us finishing the most inaccurate depiction of a story ever retold. Hayden,
It's fun.
It's fun.
Family fun.
It's family fun. And you know what? I think that this just proves Austin's point of, if you want to make a good movie, you've got to stray from the source material sometimes.
Unfortunately.
However, you've got to do it in a good way. You still have to make it look good. But Hayden, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Of course. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. Do you want to plug anything before we take off this evening?
Just ask the audience to check out my YouTube channel. It's just my name at Hayden Snyder.
Awesome. I will post a link there and some imagery there. And make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe.
Smash that sub button.
Smash the sub button.
Smash that like button.
Smash the sub button and the like button, like your Zeus, on the summer solstice, 12 barrels of wine in. And share this with your mom. Like, I'm sure that she'll love it.
Send this to your grandma.
Send this to your grandma.
Send this to who you used to watch Hercules with.
Send this to your young men's leader. All right. Good night, y'all.
That's all for this week's Dragon Lore. Takes cold and hot, spread shore to shore. Enjoyed yourself? Please join the squad. Follow on social media at Big Liz Pod. And one quick reminder before you go, to rate, review, and share the show. Thank you for listening. It means a lot. See you next week, same time, same spot.